broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, AfterBuzzers. Welcome to another, the finale episode of The Whispers After Show, Season 1, Episode 13, Game Over. Man, wow. The whole time I was
What the heck?
Yeah, I was doing a lot of that. I'm your host, Alison Dean. You can find me everywhere at the Alison Dean. April Wisenhant is going to join us in chat. She couldn't be here tonight, but I've got these two lovelies with me.
Hello.
How are you?
Drill. Hey everyone, it is Francesca. You can find me Twitter, Instagram, XOXOCESCA.
Whoop whoop. And I am so excited to be back.
Finally!
3 weeks gone. Woo woo. And I'm Lauren Salaun. And you guys can find me everywhere at Lauren Salaun.
And if you're not already subscribing, please hit that subscribe button right down below. And if you're listening to us on iTunes or SoundCloud, give us that 5-star rating. Fives. Initial thoughts, Lauren?
You know, I was really looking for like a big finale.
Okay.
And I feel like with all the children in the world getting abducted by aliens, that is a big finale, but it didn't quite get there for me for some reason. I wanted to, I kind of was hoping we'd like see what Drill like looks like or something, but I don't think it looks like anything because it's like a
energy
nebulous entity.
Right.
So I don't know. I feel like a lot of times this series so far, or at least this season, has led up, like we're waiting for a big payoff most of the time, and it doesn't always deliver as big as the anticipation. So that's kind of how I was feeling.
I feel you on that. What about you, Francesca?
Kind of in the same Z's boat. I think it was a lot more exciting than most episodes.
Okay.
Like we're saying, we've kind of been leading up to this, so the last few episodes have been, revving up, and it was definitely a lot more intense. But then it still leaves us kind of hanging. Go figure, a season finale would leave you hanging. But yeah,
I figured that they were going to do something like that. By the way, hello in chat to Thomas Borghardt, Hot Guy 1269,
hey.
Mark Ramos, April Wisenhant, and the Slacker Elite. Thank you for joining us. I'm sure a few more are going to chime on in soon. So the episode kicks off, and basically it's mass mayhem, sort of. It's all over the news. There's going to be an alien invasion. I thought it was pretty interesting that they were, like, commentary was happening, that, the world is banding together. And I was like, okay, so it's going to take an alien invasion for everyone to
Get on the same page and work together.
The aliens will have to arrive, and then we will have peace in the world.
I honestly, it wouldn't even happen then.
No? You don't think so? One can hope, right? So we see Cassandra / Drill being taken to a remote place. And by the way, once they reached that remote place, it looked a lot like where the rock thing was.
Exactly.
Probably
the same set.
The sound stage that they were utilizing for that. I was like, oh, that looks familiar. And Claire is going with, because wants to figure out what that signal meant and thinks that she's going to get through to Drill. Did you think that she was going to be able to get through to Drill?
No.
Why would Drill give any answers?
That's what I was
thinking.
Drill
hasn't shown any cards or dropped the ball at all.
Right.
He has a really good poker face because you can't see it.
I must say, very impressed with Cassandra.
Little baby creepy girl.
She was stellar doing the I'm an alien creature acting job. I was all the kids this episode. Everything.
I was telling Francesca while we were watching, they did a great job of casting really creepy children that are so cute, but then they turn real creepy real quick.
Right. Shout out to Glorified Gleek. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, we started early. Sorry.
No, we didn't. Us?
We started on time-ish. We started-ish on time. And then I thought it was kind of adorable. Sean calls Claire and says, if today is the last day, then you must be with me.
Your family.
And I was like, there was like a few moments where I was like, oh, I'm touched in the heart, right? Then we got another one because Henry and Minx were upstairs together.
That was really cute.
They're a little heart to heart. Sorry, I wasn't a good friend.
But not only that, Henry was like, I would give up my hearing to bring your mommy
little
back.
Cuties.
I was like, aw, give me the tissues. Like, that was adorable.
I've really liked Minx the last 2 episodes. I know I obviously missed out on that topic of discussion, but I mean, last week she just like, and the acting, she did a stellar job, and I was just like, oh, I like little Minxie, and this week too.
I loved her last
cutie.
week. Like, her being fearful of her life, she sold that like nobody's business. This week we didn't get that many awesome moments, but it just, I think, was because the storyline was not so focused on her. Yeah, not so much on the Minxie. So we cut back to Cassandra, and she's in her Hannibal-like cage.
That's exactly what I was
Were you thinking
thinking.
that? I thought so too, yeah. And like, basically, like, can I call her Drill? Do I have to say Cassandra?
I mean, she was Drill because even Cassandra Drill said Cassandra was dead when he entered her body. Yeah. So that was kind of...
right on,
Sorry, Prez.
Poor little girl.
Sorry, Prez. Yeah, that was a sad state of affairs. Anyway, Claire asks about the signal, and Drill says it's the beginning of domination. Which actually, we'll have to discuss this towards like how this all ties into the what we see in the end, because I don't
know if that's domination.
Yeah, right?
That's, I guess,
Chat maybe universal dominations, but like you said, we'll get to that.
Chat is going to have to fill me in on that because I agree. So Drill's like, I deserve a thank you. I brought Sean back to you. I
brought Henry's hearing back.
Yeah, like I've done all these things. You should be thanking me. And Claire says, you corrupted our children. And Drill says, if parents paid more attention to them, I wouldn't have been able to.
You know,
but
was there a message?
Yeah, I was like, they're really going hard for the
plugging it in.
Oh yeah,
unplug and play outside thing, which I agree with. But I feel like, oh, come on, Drill would have figured out a way to get in there. He did with the kids that were a little more resistant.
Yeah, no, I was definitely. It was interesting to how they were hammering that home for all of us. And then Wes shows up valiantly, and Drill reiterates, if you want to win the game, you must be willing to sacrifice. And this brings us back to the episode where they were in the abandoned school building thing, and they did not sacrifice Nicholas, which is something that still doesn't make any sense to me. But I mean, I guess it's because it was a 13-episode season, and had they done that, alas, we wouldn't be talking about this episode. But yeah, so that part, what did you think about that? You must be willing to sacrifice. Like, when that line was spoken, what was going through your mind?
That they were going to have to kill
Cassandra?
Someone was going to have to die by the end of the episode.
Did you see what was coming next, though? Like, were you anticipating?
No, it was like he was in a microwave for too long.
Yeah. I was actually thinking what might happen is he was going to incinerate everyone in that room or something. Like, it was going to be some kind of strange explosion that like blew them all up.
I did have a feeling that when it started happening, I didn't think it was going to happen until it, did. But I thought he was like, okay, he's evaporating into the air or into the electricity and going to go like get into other people.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
He's going to find another host body kind of a thing.
Yes.
I definitely did not think that Cassandra was just going to like disintegrate into nothing. And that actually also made me think, okay, so when everything happened with Thomas like blowing up the tree and all that stuff, he could have just literally escaped into the...
Yeah, because he was like a stabbed little kid body after, right? Or not?
Well, he was in that tree like that exploded, or he was in the...
because he got electrified and blew up.
But couldn't he have just released himself out of that body? Like, that's why, I don't know. There was some confusion there.
I don't know.
He was in that tree.
It wasn't like his choice, though, right?
Oh, well, but look,
true.
But if it's Drill, then can't Drill anticipate?
Like jump out real quick before the kid dies?
Anyway.
Or the tree blows up?
Apparently not. So Cassandra's body turns to ash. No more Cassandra Drill. Drill is now...
How do you explain that to the president? You're like, so, sir.
Yeah, so, sir, your kid is now...
just, like, crumbled into dust.
He's already, like, in a bad place. I mean, he was, like, sitting in his chair. He had his liquor. I mean, I can understand. No, I don't know how you break that news. No. You wouldn't want to be that person. Fired! I don't know. Yeah. And then, like, simultaneously, when the ash happens, then all the kids that we're familiar with, suddenly,
they're like, zunk.
They're all possessed in the same moment.
Yes.
I was creeped out by that.
Super
Those little thingies that Drill left in their head.
Right, the little, like, whatever was in the brain scan, right?
Which makes sense to what happens next with all the adults kind of coming out of the woodworks.
Creepy adults.
Yeah. Yes.
The creepers.
At first, I was like, "Whoa, Drill actually," or no, I thought it was Drills had already arrived onto planet Earth and were in.
Me too. I thought those were aliens
to like try to take the kids with them or to do what or to just trick everyone.
Yeah.
But then it makes sense with Drill and the kids. We find out that they experienced Drill when they were younger too. So
in
they
1983.
all had the little chippy
in them. Yeah, no, that was like megawatt creepy. And the fact that they were all going after, the adults were going after Claire and Sean and Wes and like how that all happened.
Yeah, anyone that knew what was going on, they were like,
we got to take you out of the equation.
Are you Mrs. What was their last name?
Bennigan.
Are you Claire Bennigan?
Bennigan.
Yeah.
And now, were they only after, because they didn't show it, were they only after like the people we know in like the DC area, or were they going after like all adults who have children who've been
I think they were going after the key adults that they thought may be able to like stop it or...
That makes more sense because I'm like, dang, there's that many like crazy adults who still like, I hope Drill comes back one day. Finally! You know?
Well, it was like, it's like that little thing in their brain was turned back on. So
sleeper cells, that's what Sean said.
They were sleeper cells. So I honestly think that... kind of like at the end when Henry was like, what happened? I think that all of these... they were all under a spell.
Yeah. But they had like awareness of what was going on. So I feel like when the kids get possessed by Drill, they're not really able to look at it objectively and be like, this is what Drill's doing and this is the plan, you know?
Right.
They kind of just go through the motions. So I feel like the adults had a little bit of free will going on.
Okay. Sorry. I'm like, okay.
Well, I mean, when Claire was talking to that one woman, she was like...
The one knitting?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So weird. Drill told me you would try to trick me or whatever. So I feel like, yeah, they were equally as possessed, kind of. But I think the children more so are like, will do whatever. Well, no, they both... Never mind.
Okay.
We don't have all the answers. We don't have all the answers.
I think that if a season 2 were to happen, I would hope that they would kind of clarify all these adults that were being taken over again, whether or not they remembered what had happened or not. Because I think, I mean, similarly to kind of everything that happened with Sean and when he kind of woke up from whatever he was going, what was going on with him, he remembered certain things, but mostly he was like, what have I been doing kind of thing.
Exactly.
Well, actually, the same knitting person said that I remember her saying something about she didn't remember until like Drill awoke it in her. Do you remember that she was saying something like that?
I don't.
Yeah. Well, she was knitting. I know someone in chat has to remember.
They probably do. Oh, Glorified Gleek just said, the adults were way scarier than the kids have been. I agree with that, actually.
Yeah.
They were super... Yeah, the creep factor.
Adults can like actually do stuff. Like those kids, you just like start punching kids in the head.
Take it out!
Yeah, the adults, you're like, oh crap, I can't outmuscle them.
So when Jessup's ex came onto the scene, were you suspecting that she was a former drill kid, or were you like, oh, it's the end of the world, I'm coming to make amends with my man, my baby daddy, or whatever.
Ex baby dad,
whatever. I was thinking, at first I was thinking that she was going to make amends, and she was like truly fearful that it's the end of the world, I should really patch things up here. And then once the Harper on the sidewalk situation happened and she kind of responded the way she did to that, I was like, ooh, oh no, this ain't good.
I thought, so shortly into their interaction at the office, I was like, oh, weird that we're seeing her, but now it makes sense why he talked about his ex-wife and the divorce and all that earlier in the season. But early into that conversation, like when she starts getting into like, it's you, like all that crap, I was like, oh, I wrote, Jessup wife possessed.
Oh, yeah.
So,
by the way, April just said adults should have known better because they were past the age of understanding that they talked about in the beginning of the season, which is true. That's a good point. I think the adults were just hardcore brainwashed.
Yeah.
How did Drill keep this thing in the adults for so long? But I think once it's in your brain or whatever they do, it's like there. It's like a weird... You can't undo the thing. Although that's a very valid point. The fact that he can turn it on in an adult when they kind of hit us home with the fact that he can't communicate with adults or, adults. That's a very... April! Yeah. The Slacker elite just said it was buried deep in their minds just waiting for the trigger. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so back to Jessup.
I thought it was interesting whether or not this was intended. When Harper was standing there with a family friend, quote unquote. That was
so creepy.
She said, the lady said something like, "Oh, do you know where you're going?" or something like that. And she said, "This is where I'm supposed to wait," or this is
how I'm supposed to get there.
How I'm supposed to get there, right? And so when Jessup came around the corner, that's when it clicked for me that even though it might not even be, even though they weren't really related, that's when it clicked for me that Tammy or Tam, whatever her name was possessed, because it was like how convenient that they came at that time when she's waiting.
Yep.
And then of course, totally when she said, "I really wish you didn't see her."
Yeah. Then you're like, dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
What's happening?
Glorified Gleek just said, the lady who was knitting said, once you grow up, you forget about what makes you happy and start wondering about, your jobs, etc. until a switch goes off. I think a switch went off in everyone.
I feel like this was just super jabs at like us right now in society.
Sure.
With, social media and all the things that we do instead of, we're always
like in the chase and like instead of
instant gratification. Yeah. And like, connecting with people, but not in person ever. It was I feel like it was a lot of that being thrown our ways.
I think I agree with you on that.
Like I feel like if we just keep doing what we're doing, our iPhones are going to zap us into space.
I think you might be onto something. Robots
or monkeys going to take over the world. One or the other.
Something or other. Or we're going to blow ourselves up first or something. So basically, Claire and Sean are like captured by the crazy possessed adults.
That knit.
Mm-hmm. And then they go after Wes. He gets away.
Wait, can we really fast talk about one line that I think it was the knitting lady. She says, was it called invasions when the pilgrims came?
Yeah.
To
the U.S.
Teach the natives or something how to do things right.
Yeah, the civilized way or something like that. I was like, oh.
We're going deep. We're getting in there.
And then it made me think, what if aliens really come and they're actually trying to help us, but we're all scared.
Resistant.
And we all die.
Lauren is on board for this.
We're going big. No, I mean...
Oh.
I think there could totally be aliens.
Okay. Oh, yeah, well, yes.
For sure.
I'm with you on that. I just think there's no way possible that we are the only living life in a galaxy entity universe so vast that we can't even explore it. You know what I mean? Like, anyway.
For sure.
But
that would be really disappointing if
We all need to watch Cosmos.
More
Cosmos. Everyone should watch Cosmos.
Well, and actually, I can't remember the exact name of it, but NASA recently discovered like some planet so far away that could potentially have like super similar to Earth. It's crazy. Look it up, folks.
Oh,
Super
April
nerdy.
just said, completely agree that it was all about the social media, TV, iPhone world, but where did this point even come from? It was random to me. I get wanting to make a point of the season, but
Yeah, I think they were trying to be too deep for where the show has been all season. They're
April, so many deep thoughts. I'm loving it. Aliens for sure. Aliens for sure, April.
Hashtag.
Word. And then Thomas Borghardt just wrote, aliens are creepy.
Aliens for sure are creepy.
Thomas, have you met any? Can you fill us in on the creepy factor?
I'm actually an alien, guys.
Yeah, right? Okay, so they go after Wes. Wes gets away, but simultaneously, as this is all happening, Jessup is in a trunk. We don't know how he got inside of the trunk.
We don't know how the pregnant lady got him in the trunk.
I was thinking this. I was like, wait a minute.
Superhuman strength.
Jessup, pregnant, small, petite lady. In a trunk, Jessup goes.
Maybe.
Did she drug him?
You know what? I just figured it out, and maybe this might not be the truth or not, but with my whole thing with Harper, that lady helped her get him in the trunk, and then they drove Harper to her spot.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, okay, all right. I can accept this.
It was like Uber for aliens.
We don't know what else happened.
Ride sharing.
Alien ride sharing.
It was a carpool.
Cheaper that way,
So once Claire and Sean were taken, by the way, the fact that Henry then turned to the adult and was like, "Are we ready?"
I know.
I was like, "Oh God, what? Wait, huh? Oh no, this can't be good. This can't be good." Wes finds Jessup and everyone. How did he find them? Do we know? Was he tracing Jessup's phone? Is that how?
The thing I feel like with this show, they do too many of these things that are super convenient and like, oh well, the audience will just be okay with us piecing that together. But it's like, no, actually, you should have explained that a little bit more clearly because it's too convenient.
Right. Oh yeah. Andrew R. The knitting lady said that once you're a friend with Drill, you're always connected. Yeah, so okay. But still the whole
social media.
But I still
Friendster, MySpace.
I guess I still take issue with it though, about how much they harped with the fact that Drill doesn't communicate with adults. Like they really made that a point very early on.
What was required for Drill to be able to then re-communicate with the grown-ups?
We need a season 2, I guess.
The call, maybe?
Oh,
no.
Because
the call signaled everyone out in space, but maybe the call also re-clicked all the brain pieces.
I think it might. I don't know. Yeah,
too many.
That's the part where I'm like, huh? But anyway, so Wes does find this area of where they're planning things and they're holding maps and very cryptic things are occurring. And I thought actually that Tam shot Jessup during this whole exchange where Wes, Jessup, and Tam were in the same room together and we hear a gunshot. I was literally like, oh dear. But alas, Jessup was not dead. And in fact, Wes shot Tam in the, what was it?
Arm. Because he didn't, I didn't think he wanted to kill her.
Well, yeah.
But I knew.
Just in the hand.
Yeah. I knew Jessup wasn't gonna be shot, or Wes wasn't gonna be shot.
Now,
it would have been too easy.
Did you think that anybody would have been shot in that, any of the main characters in that whole muckery?
I feel like with all the talk of sacrifice, one of our main parents, so Claire, not Jessup, Claire, Sean, or Wes would have to do something or die. I thought one of them was going to die.
I thought so too, actually. Yeah. I felt good about that, and then I was like, oh no. Glorified Gleek just said Wes told Jessup to keep his phone on so he could track him. So,
okay.
Yeah, and everyone else just said that too.
Oh,
anyway,
well,
I must have been typing at that moment.
Yeah, I was
something.
These
right. Yeah, right. I was writing an essay.
Yeah.
During that
moment. I was shape coding my notes.
Right, exactly.
She was actually making these alien noises, and her phone was translating it.
Exactly.
That would have been amazing. Yeah. I would have wanted you to periscope that actually. That would have been good.
Doing that.
I was gonna say when was it Henry looked up at the adult, or whatever kid looked up at the adult and said, are we ready, or whatever. What did you guys think was gonna happen? Wait, what did you guys think was gonna happen when the little alien people reached Earth?
Oh my gosh. I honestly, I didn't know what to expect, to be completely honest. I really had no idea where they were going to take things. And I think up until the point that we even saw the entities flying towards Earth, even then I was like, is Earth going to blow up? Or I really didn't know. What about you? Did you have any?
Well, with the whole domination thing and the way they're like barreling toward Earth from space, I thought that there was gonna be some like landing and kind of a takeover happening on Earth, not a removal.
Right.
You know?
Oh, she's allergic to us tonight.
I'm allergic to aliens.
The aliens are making you allergic. That's okay. No, that's interesting.
So I thought they were maybe gonna turn, the kids were gonna keep in their little robotic states and like go sorry, I'm hand motioning as a robot.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
But I thought they were going to start taking over or being violent in some way on Earth.
Yeah, because in the preview I saw the blue lights, and all I could think of was Independence Day with Will Smith. So it was like, I thought it was going to be like, I definitely wasn't expecting.
Or blow stuff up. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting what happened, although it makes complete sense.
But it is like such a cop-out alien abduction tactic. From a show perspective, it's like, let's just beam them up.
Beam them up, Scotty.
That's such a what you think of when you think of.
They're like, we don't want to draw the drill creature, so we're just gonna beam them up to the thingies in the sky. I don't know, whatever. They didn't want to pay for the CG of that or something. I don't know.
Which I kind of like, actually, though. And I'm like contradicting myself by saying this because I was like, I wanted to see what drill looks like, but I think it's better that they kept it, a mystery.
I think I'm with you on that too. So Wes saves the day. Mm-hmm. He shoots Knitting Lady, just as she was about to kill
Thank
Claire.
God that scarf looked ugly.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Don't get your day job.
Let's before we forget.
Yes.
The reporter dude.
Oh yeah. So no, you mean Thomas's father, right?
Well,
Ron Harcourt?
Yeah.
Oh, that was Thomas. I thought that was the reporter dude.
No, that was
the dad.
So they brought back Ron Harcourt because he decoded the message that happened originally. And so Sean reached out and said, is there any way that you can tell us, or did you decode the new message that Cassandra delivered? And we come to find out that the message translates to 111215, which is tattooed on Sean. But they didn't really go into any further detail on that.
Left does hang in there.
Yeah. I should ask Chad or April.
Anyway. Is that the message that then later Henry told us what they were saying?
The 111215 meant that, what did he say? He said, are the children ready?
Yeah.
111215 meant, are the children ready? Is that like one, are, one, the, I don't know. Anyway, interesting. I didn't feel like we got an answer on that.
No.
Mm-mm. And Drill killed, or someone killed, Mr. Harcourt.
Yeah.
So rude.
So rude. Just these sacrifices all over the place.
Yeah.
First it was Lena, now poor Mr. Harcourt, and also Dr. Benavides. Mm-hmm. They're just, it's a murderous scene everywhere. Boy, it's a murderous scene. So after Claire and Jessup and Sean and Wes are all in the space together, then suddenly Claire declares that they are here. They are here, and there's blue light that is permeating across the land to signify that in fact they are all there. But simultaneously, the Secretary of Defense orders a warhead to be shot into space, which I was like, how is this gonna work?
Yeah, right.
That didn't make any sense to me, actually. Did it make sense to you?
I mean, it made sense that they were trying to do it, and then at the end there's it made contact, and then they're all celebrating, and I'm like,
guys, have we learned the lesson?
Where's the
already?
sound of I mean, if they sent tons of warheads out into space, there would have been some sort of noise.
Remember how Drill ate a nuclear bomb? Like,
Right,
what's
you're like,
this
no
one
big
gonna
what?
do?
Yeah, you're right.
Like,
That's
yum,
true.
food.
Yeah. I am hungry.
So actually in that moment, so the warhead is released and they say impact, or we've had impact, and they think, okay, it's all good. And then Henry is pointing to the sky going, nope, and then we see just like a sky full of alien spacecrafts.
They're like very petally looking.
Yeah, they looked like pods.
Yeah.
Like they looked like lima beans that glowed in the dark, sort of. They were like,
Said petal lights.
oh, I like petal lights better than lima beans, so I'll take that. That's good.
Let's talk about how Henry suddenly became deaf again for like
I think he was faking
a
it.
smidge. So I was gonna ask, did you guys think he was just being quiet for a bit because he really liked his sign language, or did you think that for a minute he really did,
Or my head went to that he was possessed by Drill.
Okay.
Still in that moment, and that was the part of him that Claire could reach. So the sign language was how she could still get through and communicate to him. That's where I took it. Whereas Drill was like still taking over him still completely, but that was kind of the way she could get through. I don't know.
By the way, Sylvia Love just said that the 111215 could have meant November 12th, 2015. Which it totally could have been
great.
the day that everyone
What's gonna happen, guys?
taken. Yes, so it's action
Okay.
Jackson out there. Yeah, I think you could be right about that. But I will say, so when they finally go to the woods to start looking for Minx, who is like in her position, she's assumed her position. All the kids are going to places on this map that looks like it's almost a bullseye of kids
Spiral
planted in
thingy,
different places. Henry takes everyone to where he thinks Minx is, and then suddenly he can talk again.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Mommy.
So that's where I'm like, but wouldn't he still be under the drill spell, because Minx was? So that's why I'm like, I don't know.
My whole thing with Henry was, if he was under control of Minx, why would you think he's going to answer any of your questions? And why do you think he's, not going to...
Right.
Obviously, he used them as his way to get to his spot, too,
He has always been the kind of the most difficult of the children to like fall into Drill's trap after he initially like jumped out of it, I guess.
Yeah, like, so he was still able to talk to his parents, but also still talk to Drill.
Yeah, like still maintain control of himself. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know
We just
either.
have to throw out so many theories.
But I thought that was weird in the sense of suddenly he could...
Like there wasn't a clear change as to why he could now
Right.
speak.
which I was like, were you faking that?
Yeah. Damn it, Henry.
Don't fake that kind of a thing.
Don't act like you're deaf when you've already been deaf.
So they figure out the message all along was, are the children ready? And Claire says that Drill's not here for the planet, but they're here for the children. And then basically all the kids are beamed up. And Claire, I guess, knew what was about to go down and runs toward Henry, pushes him out of the way.
And then just stands
I know.
there.
Why didn't you just like
Hop
grab
on
and
out.
go? Like
That's-
tackle and dive and roll.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
push.
I'll go investigate.
Yeah, she's
see
like-
you in season 2.
Or not. That was her way out of season 2.
She's like, see you on American Horror Story.
Yeah, she's like, peace.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I thought that was odd. I'm like, yeah, push and roll.
Right?
Stop, drop, and whatever.
Big dive, roll, tumble.
Something. Nope. And then, Sean is just like, Sean, man, he just can't catch a break.
No.
Or Wes. Wes loses Lena. Wes loses Minx. Wes and Sean are going to get
Wes lost
together.
all the ladies in his life.
This is like
Poor
really...
Wes needs a girlfriend now. Or somebody.
Boy.
A cat.
Again.
The whole time everything was happening, I was really like, no, what? Like, I was reacting in a very unharmonious way. I literally couldn't believe it. I will say that the ending definitely made me go, oh, I mean, they went there.
Yeah.
They did.
Bye-bye, thousands of children. Also, though, the fact that how did they choose these particular thousands of children? They didn't say they, like, every child on Earth was taken. It was like thousands of children were taken. Yeah. Oh, I liked when they were like, all the way to Africa. And I'm like, what about like Antarctica or something like that, you know?
Like, that's the furthest place
I know,
you could
right?
possibly go.
Went all the way to, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not. Sylvia Love just said, oh no, April just said, my poor baby Wes.
I think April's
He needs
available.
to get comforted. Hey.
Yeah.
But
yeah. No,
anyway.
you first.
Oh no, I was just gonna tie us back to the whole. Obviously, Claire is the sacrifice that needed to be made. But
Glorified
that
Leaf just
didn't-
said, no, maybe once you're under the beam, you can't move unless you're physically pushed away. Oh, we can accept. I can maybe. So because Claire pushed Henry, he was pushed, but because no one then pushed her out of the way,
But
she
she
was
didn't even
stuck.
fight it. She just kind of stood there. Just
Yeah.
like, ah.
Maybe it was like a nice possession of
Felt
blue
good.
light energy
Yeah.
or something. Like, oh, I could get used to this. I don't
Like a
know.
Bath.
like a
But she also looked like it was
Really
the worst
stressed.
day of her life. So
Well, yeah, she's getting
her
abducted by
particles,
aliens.
yeah, her particles are all going into the ether. So
I don't even want to know what they're gonna do.
I don't either.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, shit, how did one of the adults sneak in here? They're gonna mess up our whole plan.
I was also thinking, so of all the adults that they then, you know, that they were manipulating, how come none of them got to go? They were kids once,
Yeah.
But not no more.
but they still want to like utilize them for weird sacrificial things to help out the current children. Anyway, I really, honestly, I'm perplexed. And season 2, if it doesn't happen, really, I am going to be that much more perplexed.
Yeah, it's going to be really frustrating if the entire season was just like one big fat cliffhanger and they don't get renewed, because it doesn't, we don't know for sure. They haven't confirmed if there's going to be a season 2 yet, and
Right.
it's not like ratings were that great to secure one.
So Mark Ramos in chat just said, maybe she got abducted on purpose to save the kids.
She would do that. She has been doing that like
definitely-
all season, like, I'll go, I'll do it, blah blah, all
Right.
this stuff.
It would be an interesting, I mean, if she wasn't totally
what the heck
sequestered.
are you gonna do?
I know, in space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll figure it out.
Very interesting
Moonwalk.
storyline,
Hold
though.
my breath on the
Moonwalk.
trip.
I really think that could be very interesting. What did we miss? Did we miss anything? It was quite the episode, I have to say. It was definitely, it was like things were firing from every cylinder with this one.
I know. Well, we got down to like 10 minutes left of the show, and we were wondering, oh my God, what's gonna happen in 10 minutes? And I mean, a lot.
All the
did.
kids.
All the kids went bye-bye. So it was definitely, it was a good show, but it left a lot of holes.
Lots of stuff. Did we,
I didn't find anything that we didn't discuss.
that we didn't discuss.
I don't think, no.
The show says season finally, Thomas Burkhart, or do you meant season finale in chat? Anyway, yes, we hope it's renewed because there are many holes that we'd like to patch up there. We'd like to patch those up. I guess, yeah, and there's really no predictions now because, well, we predict that if there is a season 2, that I'm going to go with what chat just said, and maybe Claire's going to save the world again, save all the children, the
She's gonna save
thousands
the
of children.
universe.
Claire, if there's a season 2, she's not in it. That's my call.
Ooh, interesting. Oh,
Lena comes back.
Lena comes
kidding.
back. What if like all the dead entities that we saw were really then beamed up and they're there living with the drills in space or something? Okay, now I'm really getting out there.
What does chat think?
But I think with domination, that implies domination of
The children?
Earth.
Oh,
I
or the
think to
Yeah,
me.
that-
And so
agreed.
I feel like coming back to Earth is part of the
Maybe they
process.
like implant them with more things and then train them some way, and they.
we have an epiphany.
Okay, so they're talking about that. The whole thing with the pilgrims coming, and who's to say that or that they changed how people their savage ways and taught them to. So maybe they're training the children so they can drop them back off at Earth, and the world will be a better place.
Let's read and play outside more. Yes. I don't want that Xbox.
Oh, that would be weird and interesting.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully there'll be a season 2 and we can explore some of this. It's been a very interesting season. I've been delighted to chat about it with you two and April. Hi in chat. So everyone, I guess thank you for joining us all season with the Whispers, and I guess let's all cross our fingers for season 2. I've been your host, Alison Dean. You can find me everywhere at the Alison Dean,
And everyone, it's Francesca, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, XOXOCESCA, and thank you guys for watching.
Yeah,
and listening.
Oh, thanks, guys. It's been a lot of fun. I'm Lauren. You can find me on all social media at Lauren Salaun. That's SALAUN. And keep an eye out on Twitter because I'm doing a ton of fall shows, and I'm assuming you guys are doing some new shows coming up too. So we'll shout out the other shows we're doing because maybe you'll be into them.
A couple other things from April. So she just confirmed, April said Claire is out, or maybe they implant her with some kind of info plan like they did with Sean, and they sent her back on a super secret mission with the kids to save the world from too much technology.
Yeah! I like it.
Anyway, so there you go. And then Sylvia Love just said Drill and the kids will come back to take over the world. And we've got many ideas happening. And feel free to keep chatting with us. We love you, and we love interacting with you. And thank you for joining us.
Good night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.